I'm pretty sure that your local gym bro told you that you need to eat 7,023 calories per day to build muscle. Well, it is true that you need a certain amount of calories per day to build muscle. There's a whole science behind that, and I, Kevin Bupesi, will try today to explain you guys how what this process is all about. So you may ask yourself, why me? Why do I think I can explain you guys how muscle growth happens? Well, I have been a part of a calisthenic group, so basically a body weight group where we talk a lot about how muscle growth happens and the mistakes that people make when they're trying to build muscle. And I believe that I have spent enough time on this group and online looking at information to share the steps that your muscle takes to get bigger. So before we get into the whole presentation, I need to talk to you guys about the different types of muscle because there's according to a blog on the Newcastle website, there's three types of muscles really. So the first one is the cardiac muscle. So that's a muscle around your heart. The second one is the smooth muscle. So that's a muscle around your organs. And the third one, and the one we're going to talk about today, is the skeletal muscle. This skeletal muscle is really important too, and it's the one that helps you move, pretty much do anything on your daily basis. So, for your skeletal muscles to grow, there's three steps: the breakdown process, the recovery process, and the fueling of the recovery process. So let's get right into explaining those steps. The first one is the breakdown process. You might ask me, what is the breakdown process? Well, the breakdown process is it's really simple. So let's say you're doing a couple of push-ups. You're putting a lot of stress on your chest, and you might feel that over time your chest will get either bigger or stronger. And the reason for that is that you're putting your chest under a lot of stress. And according to the Health Guidance official website, this is called hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is the act of putting your muscles under a lot of stress and making them bigger and stronger over time. Now, the hypertrophy, like I said, causes a lot of stress to your muscle. And when there's stress, there's trouble too. Now, what happens when your muscles are under hypertrophy or under a lot of stress. They break down. It's like rubber. They break down after a certain point of getting bigger and stronger. Now, this is not a bad thing usually. This is what people want. The more your muscle breakdown, the bigger they will get eventually by repairing. That's a process we will talk about real soon. So when you do 10 push-ups, your muscle will break down because you're not used to doing 10 push-ups. Well, after repairing, your muscle will get used to doing 10 push-ups, and you will need to do 15 to 20 push-ups to break down those muscles again. And the more push-ups you do, the more breakage of your muscle will happen. Why is that? Well, when your muscle break down, they heal and they get bigger and stronger, and they get used to that stress. So you need a bigger amount of stress to break them again, and that's what we call progressive overload. Progressive overload is doing more work than last time. So you did 10 push-up last time, you're doing 15 push-up this time, or you're doing 20 push-up this time, and that's what matters. The more stress you put under your muscle, the bigger they will get, and the stronger they will get than last time. Now, when the breakdown process occurs, there's the repair process that happens right next to it, right next after that, and that's really really important. The the recovery process is when your muscle heals after being broken down. According to the Health Guidance official website, there's a cell called the satellite cells that appears on your muscle when they're broken down. So here's a picture of satellite cells that appears on the tears. So here there were tears, and here the satellite cells appears. They put themselves on the tears, and their goal is to repair them and make them stronger. Usually when you break when you get a bruise on your skin, the skin heals. But here's a catch with satellite cells: they make your muscles stronger. Like I mentioned before, the more you break your muscle, the stronger they get, and the easier it is for them to get used to the strength you put them into. So that's why people who train a lot can do 100 push-ups really easily, or even 200 push-ups pretty easily, because because of the recovery process. They rest after training really hard, and that's what happens. Now, the recovery process, it's a pretty awesome process. It doesn't happen on itself. It needs fueling, and the fueling of the recovery process is the last step of muscle growth, really. Now, to fuel the recovery process, you need three things. One, you need water. That's pretty much anything you do, you need water to survive. That's a basic. Two, you have calories. Calories is pretty much food for your muscle. They need that to stay big, or to stay strong if you want. And three, the most important nutrient for your muscle is protein. Now you might ask me, why protein? Well, protein contains one thing that is called amino acid. Amino acid is really what your satellite cells need to do the recovery process. The satellite cells use amino acid to make you stronger, not only bigger but stronger, and they heal them too. So if you don't get enough protein, your muscle won't heal enough, and they won't get stronger or bigger. And that's pretty much it. That's all. That's pretty much all I said. So in conclusion, we went over the steps to for muscle growth. So your skeletal muscles need to go through three steps mainly: the breakdown process, where your muscle break down and they get bigger using hypertrophy and progressive overload. Then they are repaired by through the process of satellite cells appearing on the tears that were caused by the stress, and the fueling of the recovery process by eating enough calories, enough protein that contains amino acid, and by drinking enough water. So that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys appreciate my presentation. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for being present with me today.